Welcome back to another class on the Chofetz Chaim and Mishlei. We want to continue today in the next verse of Mishlei in Perek Aleph, Pasuk Yud Tet. The Chofetz Chaim explains the verse. Ken orchot kol botzei batza. So are the ways of the ones that commit robbery. Et nefesh ba'alav yikach. In the end, they're going to take the lives of the victims. The Chofetz Chaim is going to elaborate on this pasuk to show us today how severe is the sin of stealing. But it's not only stealing the way we think stealing is. It could also be where you are indirectly causing a person loss. That's also considered to be stealing. A person thinks, if I take this pen away from Shimon, I stole from him. But if I caused him a loss, for example, he wanted to buy this pen, and I said something to the seller of the pen, listen, you can't really trust him, right? I caused him a loss. Now he's not able to buy this pen. I didn't steal from him, I just indirectly caused him a loss. That's also considered to be stealing. We're going to see in the end how severe stealing is, and even if it's not direct stealing, indirect loss is also considered to be stealing. He says over here like this, that you should know, the din shamayim in heaven, the law, be isur gezel, when it comes to the prohibition of stealing, chamur harbe meod, is very severe. How severe could it be? Ad shafilu garam hefsed lechavero, until even if you caused them a loss, you didn't steal from him, you caused him to lose that object. Upachot mize, even if it was less, even if it was not something important. Yikanes gam ken bichlal isur gezel. This is also going to come into the rule of the prohibition of stealing. Kida amrinim bebakama daf kuf yuter amur aleph. Amur Rabbi Yochanan said, Kol hagozel chaveru shaveh pruta. Anybody's going to steal from his friend something that is worth a pruta. A pruta is a currency. It could have a value of 5 cents, 10 cents. But it has to have some kind of value. It's a very, very low value. Back then, if you guys remember when we used to buy gum, you were able to buy for 5 cents one piece of gum. Today you can do it for 25 cents or 50 cents. So whatever the value of the currency is, whatever is something's worth for me to be able to buy with 5 cents, that's considered to be like a pruta. If you can't buy anything with 5 cents, you have to go up in value. What am I able to acquire? Can I buy this? Can I buy this for 5 cents? If yes, that means even if I go ahead and I steal something which is worth a shaveh pruta, worth 5 cents, I take it away from the person. He says over here, Ki ilu notel nishmato mimenu. It's as if you took away his soul. It's as if you murdered the person. Shenemar, like the pasuk says, Ken orchot kol botzei batza, because the pasuk says, so are the ways of the ones that go ahead and they commit robbery. Et nefesh ba'alav yikach. They're going to in the end come to steal the souls of the victims. How? By stealing an object that belonged to somebody, or even indirectly causing, I didn't steal it, I caused them a loss. Masechet Baba Kama Daf Yutet says, Daf Kuf Yutet, that's 119 says, Kol hagozel mechavero shaveh pruta ki ilu notel nishmato mimenu. Anybody who steals from his friend, even something that's worth a currency of a pruta, it's as if you had took away his neshama from him. Continues the pasuk and it says, now the Chofetz Chaim is going to bring one pasuk after another pasuk after another pasuk, and then he's going to tell you why each one is needed. Ve'omer, now you have another pasuk that says, Ve'ochel kitzerecha v'lechamecha, and he'll eat your harvest and your bread. Yochulu b'necha u'b'netecha, and then you're going to come to consume your children, your boys and your daughters. We'll see what that means. Ve'omer, and then the pasuk says, Mechamas b'nei Yehuda, because the children of Yehuda went ahead and they stole, Asher shavchudam naki ba'artam, because of them, innocent blood was spilled in their city. Vayomer Hashem el Shaul, and Hashem said to Shaul, Ve'el beit hadamim, and to the bloody house, Asher himit et ha-Givuonim v'gomer, that had killed the Givuonim. We need to understand over here, Hashem was telling Shaul, he said, because of you, Shaul, and because of your bloody house, that you guys went ahead and you killed out all the Givuonim, David's kingdom, David HaMelech, his kingdom, was afflicted because of thievery for 3 years with famine. Comes the Chofetz Chaim, and now he's going to go ahead. Now we had 3 verses over here. Now he's going to go ahead and ask, why do I need those extra 3 verses? Wasn't it enough when it said in Masechet Baba Kama Daf Kuf Yutet, Kol HaGozel Chaveru Shave Pruta Ki'ilu Notel Nishmato Mimenu? Wasn't that enough? Once you tell me that if I steal something from someone, even the worth of something that's a pruta, that I'm taking away his neshama, is that not enough? Because you brought me a verse. Because you said, you brought me a verse for that. So why do I need 3 extra verses on top of this? Comes the Chofetz Chaim and he says like this, why do I need all these other verses? Because you know what's going to happen? Lest you're going to say, maybe you're going to tell me, when was the statement Rabbi Yochanan said that if a person goes ahead and he steals from his friend something that's worth a shaveh pruta, that's as if he's taking his neshama away, that's if he didn't give him money. Aval hecha diyahev domei, but if he would give him money, look, but if he would pay him for the object that he stole, maybe I'm not stealing. Who says I'm stealing? Tashema, that's why you needed the second verse where it said, Mechamas b'nei Yehuda, from the robbery of the children of Yehuda. Why did you need that verse? To tell you like this. Pirusho, the explanation is like this. Do you know what the word Chamas means? Do you know what it means to steal? To rob? There's different forms of stealing. Chamas is a very different form of stealing. How? What's considered to be Chamas? Chamas, that's also stealing, but you're not stealing in the dark when the guy doesn't see. No. You come to the guy and you say, listen, how much is this phone worth? I like this phone. How much is it worth? He says, listen, not for sale. My grandmother gave it to me. He's like, listen, I like the phone. I'm taking the phone. Give me the price. You're not giving me the price. I'm taking it against your will. He forces him to sell it. So I give you $1,000 for the phone. I take the phone. That's called Hamas. That's mamish called robbery. This person, when you go and you force people to sell something to you, you should know you just took their lives. That's what Rabbi Yochanan was saying. You would have thought maybe by stealing where nobody sees, nobody knows, but if I take it and I pay for it against his will, that's not stealing. No, stealing. That's also considered stealing. Continues the Chofetz Chaim and he says, maybe you're going to say, okay, fine, I stole from the guy, so I only took his soul, but I didn't take his son and his daughter's soul, because I didn't touch them, I didn't take anything from them. Tashema, that's why you needed the first verse, Banecha ubenotecha. That's why you needed the first verse to tell you, the sons and the daughters. Whenever you steal money from another person, you're not only killing that person, you're killing Lo'olein Chas v'Shalom, also the children, the family, the wives, the sons and the daughters. It affects everybody. And if you're going to say, Hani Mili, if you're going to come and you're going to say, when did we say I'm taking somebody's life away? Hecha dika avid biyadayim. That's only if I went and I stole from him directly, right? If I had the pen, right? I went and I stole from him directly. I will grumble, but what happens if I caused him an indirect loss to the pen? It was a $15,000 pen or $1,500 pen. Because of me, he lost it in an indirect way. Maybe I'm not going to be chayav. Maybe I'm not taking away his neshama, his soul. Tashema, that's why you need the pasuk. Vayomer Hashem el Shaul, Hashem said to Shaul, Ve'el beit adamim asher himit et hagivonim. So the Gemara says, 1 second, Ki hechal matzin sho'arak Shaul et givonim. Where do we find that Shaul killed out the givonim? We don't find it. Ela, rather, mitoch sho'arak Shaul et nov ira kohanim. Since he went and he killed out the city of the kohanim, shehayu maspikim lahem mayim mazon, because they were providing for them water and food. Ma'aleh alav hakatuv ki ilu hargam. It's written on him as if he killed him. So we see even indirectly it's considered to be you kill a person when you take something from him if you cause him a loss indirectly. That's why it's very interesting. You know, a person sees something in the shul or in the library or at work or at home, and you just take somebody else's stuff. Why? Did you ask him? Can I use your phone? You know, they take the phone. Rabbi, can I use it? Yeah, you can use it. But first, before you take it, ask. They take the books. They take, so whatever. I'm not going to get into details, but you guys get the understanding. You can have your possessions out. Someone's going to want to come. He's going to go. He's going to take your pencil. He's going to go. He's going to write. Did he ask you to? Now he used up the little bit lead. So he's going to. Shh. That's a problem, Rabotai. You have to ask permission before you do something. So this is what we think, that if I cause him a form of loss, even if it's indirect, I'm doing nothing, I'm not killing him, you are. So we say all the time, what do we say? Oh, people, vori, they steal, they rob, they cheat. Yeah, but what about us? Small acts like this, using other people's stuff without their permission, or causing them damage, or causing their loss to their objects, is also considered to be robbery. Listen to what the Chofetz Chaim concludes. Listen to this next paragraph. Lamadnu mizeh, we learn from here. The afilu grama be'alma, even if it's an indirect loss, shegaram bisibotav hefsid lechavero, you caused them because of your circumstances. It's because of you caused them a loss. V'yoter mizeh, even more than this. Shafilu oto hefsid lo nase bepol mamash. That hefsid, that loss that he took, it didn't actually happen. Ali de grama. It didn't happen actually through an indirect cause. Rakshi bisibotav mana et ha'ish hamamti revach lechaveru listaker. Only, he says, what happens if you went ahead and this person was trying to go ahead and now make money. He was trying to make a profit. But you were the cause of that guy not buying from this guy. You should understand this is also considered to be hargo mamash, that you actually killed him. Rabotai, listen to the case. It's not normal. Because of your circumstance, like put it like this. Reuven was selling the watch. For example, Reuven was selling the watch to Shimon. Yaakov came and he told Shimon, he said, listen, Shimon, I don't know. Now you caused him a loss. You don't do no damage to the object. Now the fact that Yaakov said to Shimon, or you told him, what do you think about this dealer? What do you think about this guy? He goes, he shakes it. That's all he did. Because if you, Shimon doesn't buy this watch now, automatically you just caused me financial damage. So that's also considered to say that you actually killed him. Rabotai, and this is what we have to understand. The stories that I hear that go on 47th, Shem Yirachem. I'm not gonna label everybody in the 47th, but the stories that come across me, where people take watches or jewelry as, I don't know what they call those, I don't know. They say they'll pay you back in a month, in a year, and they disappear and they never show up, or they'll never pay you. That's Getzel. That's 100% robbery. That's a highway robbery, Rabotai. And then you come to shul and you daven to Hashem. Which Hashem you're davening to? The Hashem that says that you're not allowed to steal? It's one of the commands. You can't rob, you can't steal. And you go ahead and you steal? And then you come to shul and use that money that you stole with to go ahead and donate to a Sefer Torah? And then everybody's like, well, Rabotai, this is the world this is where we come to, Rabotai. This is where we have come to. How low we fell. Now again, I'm not telling you that these people, I don't know what people do. I'm just telling you that a person has to be careful. Somebody gives you an object, you said something, you had over there promissory note, you wrote, in a month you're going to have your money, in a month he has to have his money. More than that, you can't do it, you have to ask him for permission. Can I get an extended loan? There's halachot for this, Rabotai. You know, people think that Talmidei Chacham, they have to learn a lot of halachot. Rabotai, just the other way around. Businessmen have to know a lot of halachot. Choshen mishpat. You know how much you have to know? Because all that you're in the business world, you might be doing interest, you might be doing on'ah, you might be overcharging, you might be... There's a lot of halachot. And Rabotai, person has to learn. This is why we want people to learn halachot and not just listen to stories. Continues the Chofetz Chaim and he says like this. Because sheyuchal lazun et beito, because he was able to go ahead and sustain his family had he sold the watch. He says now, because you prevented that guy from buying from this guy, he says nechshav min hashamayim is considered from heaven ki ilu hargo mamash. It's as if you literally killed him. Leoto ploni, that person that was trying to make the sale, ve'anshei beito, and the people of his household, ve'ne'enash avur zeh b'oinish gadol, and he'll be punished because of this with a great punishment. So you see, it's not a joke, Rabota. It's one thing to steal, you'll be punished. It's another thing to even cause him a loss, an indirect loss. Even though you didn't, that nothing happened to the object, but you prevented him from having a gain, from making a profit, as if you killed him. How careful we have to be, Rabotai. How careful we have to be when people come ask us for advice. I've heard stories with the shidduchim world. Nuts! People trying to get married. Everything's going good. Everything. 1 month, 2 months, right? Everything preparing, bam, 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 bam. 1 week before the wedding, they go ask the neighbor, listen, what do you think about this chudo? I'm not saying nothing. I'm not saying nothing. You said everything already. What do you mean? You're not saying nothing. Oh, tell me what happened. No, I can't. Because of him, the whole marriage is broken. He just destroyed hundreds generations that were supposed to come out of this. You know how many cases like this every single day in, day out? How many marriages get broken because of these people? Why? How do you know what's going on? Why you know everything? Well, you're the CIA, DEA, whatever. You know everything already. Rabotai, you don't know. Say, I really don't know. You know, ask a rabbi. What information can I disclose? What information can I not disclose? What am I allowed to say? What am I not allowed to say? What am I allowed to do? Kashok, krachabor. This is cheap people. This one, not for your family. This one, modern. This one, primitive. This one, traditional. What's this, Rabotai? Guys, you have to understand. It's as you're killing. You're not only destroying over here. This generations that had they got married and they have children, their children, and so on and so forth. We have to be careful. What are they going to answer these kind of people? Anshe mirma, people of deceit. Shehufkar beinehem avon haoshek vehachomes mamash. Rabotai, that in their eyes it became already like nothing, extortion and violent theft. Kama chamur hu isur gez, how severe is the prohibition of stealing. Sharei min hashamayim mimaharim l'shmo tzakat hanigzal. From heaven they're quick to listen to the cries of the one that was robbed. Ki da'amrinen bebab mitzia daf nutet, like it's brought down Masechet Bab Mitzia, page 59. Amar Rabbi Abahu said, listen to this Gemara. Shalosha, there's 3 sins that Hashem doesn't close the doors to. That if you upset at these people and they cry, it's going to go straight to them. If you do these 3 sins, Hashem takes revenge immediately. Listen to this. Shalosha, 3 sins Hashem doesn't close his doors to. Eina pargodnin al bifnehem. The curtain is not closed before these 3 sins. Ona'ah. If a person went ahead and he did ona'ah, he went and he used his words improperly. If you hurt somebody, chas v'shalom, with your words, and you made somebody else feel like garbage, Rabotai, that sin, for that sin, Hashem doesn't close the air. It's open. Come on right in. That's why we have to be very careful. whether it's going to be our wives, whether it's going to be our children, whether it's going to be our friends, our workers, doesn't matter who. Watch how you speak, Rabotai. Watch how you speak. Today people are hefker, they don't think. He puts on tefillin, 2 tefillins. He wears a black hat, he has a big beard. He looks like a Ben Torah, he learns Torah all day. Good for you. But are you careful when you're going out there to speak to people? Are you careful how you're speaking to them or not? Or your children, when you speak to one child and you have other children in the house, are you embarrassing the child or not? Or your wife, when you're sitting in the house with your wife and your in-laws are there and your parents are there, are you giving her the proper respect or not? If you cause her, Rabotai Chasam, any pain, Chazal tells Rabotai, her cries, the second she cries, immediately the guy gets punished, the husband. What do you need it for? All the blessings is because of her. And we make them cry. I one time made a shiur on this, on respecting one's wife. How is it possible that you could have someone to be an ingrate to such an extent? You have a wife. Rabotai, you have any idea what's a wife? Do you have any idea what's a wife? I'm going to share with you. Somebody told me, an elderly gentleman, maybe 90 years old, maybe 95 years old, somewhere there. I asked him, give me one thing that you learned throughout your life. Give me one thing that if you could take something back, what would you do? What would you reevaluate in your life? What's one thing you would want to take back and do better? You know what he told me? It's crazy. I was shocked. I was walking with my wife. He told me, if one thing I can take back, that's to bring his wife alive, to bring her back to this world. So what does that mean? He says, when he was married, he wasn't so much devoted to his wife. Everything was business, work, friends, party, this, that. No, he respected her. They Baruch Hashem, they had children. Everything was good. But he says, I don't feel that I gave her that proper honor, the proper respect that I should have given her. He says, now that I'm almost 95, whatever the age he is, he says, forget the age, he's a very old man. So now that I'm a very old man, I see that there's nobody here for me. But had I been with my wife, she would have been there for me. We would have been together. We would have been loving each other, appreciate each other. Says, if one thing he can bring back is how he would respect his wife. Rabotai, you have to understand, what is a woman? I don't want Chas v'Shalom say that, Rabotai. People understand what is Hashem, how much Hashem does for the people. Hashem gives us life. Hashem does everything for us. But a wife, I don't want to say I don't want to say she is a mini Hashem, but I want to say she is a direct messenger from Hashem. She takes care of your kids. She takes care of your house. She takes care of you. She got married to you. She made herself look ugly. Her body's wrinkled. She did everything for you. She made you a father. She brought you Bli and her children to the world. She brings you parnas in the house. Because of her, the parnas that comes to you. And you can have the audacity to speak down on your wife? You have the audacity to say she's nobody? To look at her down, to scream to her, to disrespect her, not to give her money? Chas v'Shalom, somebody told me. She asks her husband for money. No, but you got money, let her go work. What you mean let her go work? Rabotai, what are we doing? Are we learning from, who are we learning from the society? Learn from the Torah. Where are we learning these things from? If you want to tell me that this type of person, this type of husband, that doesn't appreciate his wife, that doesn't respect his wife, is not an ingrate, I don't know what he is. And then they come and they learn, and they show themselves that they're important people outside. What do I care what you are outside? What do I care how much Torah you're learning if you can't respect the one person in your life that gave you everything? If your wife gave you everything in this world, she made you complete. Look into the Shulchan Aruch and Evna Ezra, Halach Aleph, Siman Aleph, Halach Aleph. She completes you. Without her, you have no bracha. Without her, you have nothing. She's everything, Rabotai. She's mamash everything. Without her, Rabotai, we're nothing. And you can't appreciate her? And then you want to go down. How can you down to Hashem where you can't see what He does for you? Right? Hashem, you can't see the things that He's doing for you. And you're down to Him. How can you down to Hashem where you could see a woman that she does everything for you, you can't even be thankful? Thank you, Hashem. Thank you, Hashem. I'm not telling you not to thank Hashem. But be sincere, Rabotai, be sincere. How can you thank Hashem if you can't even thank your wife? Thank you, Hashem. Thank you, Hashem. Thank you, Hashem. What does that mean, thank you, Hashem? But what about your wife? When was the last time you said to your wife, thank you, baby? When can I take you out? When can we go out away? Maybe you need a break from your children. Maybe you need a break from your work. Maybe I could buy you something to make you feel good. Maybe I could get you a cleaning lady. Rabotai, we have to understand, you can't thank Hashem if you can't thank your wife. Somebody told me, Rabbi, somebody told me, Rabbi, you're going to put these women on your head. Do you know my answer was to him? It's better that your wife be on your head than in the ground, chas v'shalom, under your feet. We are idiots, Rabotai, for speaking like that. She's going to be on my head. So let her be on your head. Where do you want her to be? In your pocket, what do you want her to be? Let her be on your head. She doesn't deserve to be the queen. She doesn't deserve to be carried on your head for everything that she's been doing for you. Can you imagine if not her, you would have no kids? Not her, Rabotai, how many affairs you would have done? Understand, Rabotai, on the hurting another person with words. How careful we have to be, especially the woman. The next one, the gezel, robbery, thievery, stealing. Hashem doesn't close the gates. Hashem doesn't close the gates to people that steal from other people. Even indirectly, even if you cause them a loss. Even if you prevented from him getting a gain. Hashem says if that person is going to cry now, Hashem hears it right away. The gates in heaven are open for this sin. And the last one is Avodah Zarah. If a person does Avodah Zarah, Hashem doesn't close the gates for Avodah Zarah, for the sin of Avodah Zarah also. Rabotai, we have to understand. This is why I wanted to do this book, Chofetz Chaim and Mishlei.